What TV moments? Do you remember a TV moment, a TV show that you had to be home to watch in real time? Have you had one?
Because you've always had DVRs.
Like, I mean, think about
Nah.
so us was Sopranos finale.
Yeah.
Which Breaking Bad finale. Breaking Bad finale. I went to someone's house. I was in Cincinnati at a comedy club, and I just went to some guy's house to watch it that night. I don't remember the guy. Yeah. I don't remember. It was like one of the servers was like, I'm going to my buddy's house to watch it. That guy didn't even really know like that I was coming. I just come over and just watch it. I wanted to watch it so bad because I wasn't going to get home for like 2 more days. And I was like, I'm going to find out what happens. And I didn't want to find out what happens. And so I went and watched it at someone's house.
Yeah.
But do you have any?
The only thing I can think of for, like in terms of when I was younger would have to be American Idol.
Yeah. Reality show.
Yeah. I watched that, like my family and my sisters and my parents, but not we would all watch it like together. Whatever night it came on. Yeah. That was when I was younger. Not
forget how big that show was. I mean, that was the biggest show on TV for like 4 years, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah, it did real good.
But you don't remember, there's no, I mean, did you watch Breaking Bad?
On Netflix.
Yeah.
I actually didn't watch Breaking Bad until like sophomore year of college 2 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's not, did you have anything that you remember?
Mad Men and Breaking Bad, I watched live.
Yeah.
But I jumped in later. Like I caught up on Netflix and then I caught up to where they were.
Yeah, I did that with Breaking Bad. I didn't start at the beginning, and then I watched like the I want to say maybe the last season or 2 live.
Yeah.
I watched last year. I'd caught up all the way to on Blacklist. I love Blacklist, and so I watched that on TV for like probably 6 weeks straight. And then also Prison Break.
Yeah, it's fun to watch stuff as it airs. I mean, it's something that's doing something together as a group is a great thing. And everything is so just on everything's very individualized right now.
Yeah, I mean, besides sporting events, and there's not that many live events that we all experience.
What's your first golf moment you remember?
Tiger.
Which year?
2005. Yeah, I don't know why I just said the name.
Honestly.
Neither year.
The points made.
When he won the Masters.
Like 10 strokes?
No, that was 98. So in 2005, that was when he had that chip in over the back of the green on 16 against Chris DeMarco. But my earliest sports memory, I think, was the Red Sox coming back from 3-0 against the Yankees in 2004.
Yeah. I remember that. That's when they won the
How
first
old were
one.
you?
I was 7. No, I would have been 8.
Okay.
Yeah. The bloody sock.
Yeah, that was But Kurt Schilling.
Remember that.
Is that
Like it just happened.
I think so. It's Kurt Schilling.
But that was like part of the reason
I really do.
I became like a Red Sox fan because like
What'd you say, bro?
I feel like that just happened. I mean, I've been through so many things when that happened. Life had just beat me down by the time that was going on. I didn't even register.
I mean, just
Wow.
it's very fun to talk to just a young person. Just to be like, I think my first memory and TV, and just to be this thing. You're like, dude, I went to the game, like like, and you just know. I remember the Tiger. We're watching that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of my first sports. I remember a Miami, Alabama championship game, maybe
92.
92. I remember that. I remember like Greg Louganis. I remember him hitting his head on the diving board for sports. First NASCAR race I ever watched the whole thing through was the race Dale Earnhart died.
Oh wow,
that was your first.
That was the first
you gotta
one.
stop watching after that.
Yeah, I tuned in. I was like, someone dies every time. I'll watch this all.
That's what Aaron was thinking.
That was the first one. Some big moments. I'd be curious to see who remembers what. Some of our listeners. Jack Ruby kills Lee Harvey. Obviously Bates. What was that? Was that crazy when you saw that on TV?
That happened.
See it coming?
That's one of the few on this list I did not remember seeing, but that happened live. That's
live. Can you imagine that?
I did not know that happened live.
Yeah.
Like I've seen the pictures or whatever, but I've never knew it.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's imagine he just killed him on TV. I mean, now you see people get shot on TV, but I mean, can you imagine?
And he was actually
At
dying
that
this
time?
time. He wasn't pretending like
No.
the other shows.
Yeah.
Like, man, he gave it his all.
Walter Cronkite announcing President Kennedy's death. Did you take that hard, Brian?
Boy, we're gonna really wear this in the ground. aren't
Charles and Diana royal wedding. I don't remember that, but Princess Di's funeral. Princess Di funeral was my first big news thing that I remember. I remember when Princess Di died. It was actually 97. I graduated, or 98. When I graduated high school, I was maybe just right out of high school.
Yeah.
And I
First
remember
year
I
at
was over
Ball
at my
State.
friend's house.
so you don't remember like the Oklahoma City bombing?
I do. That was 93, right?
I think that was 95.
Yes, I do remember that. I do remember that. But Princess Di, I don't know.
It hit you harder.
Yeah. Yeah, that affected me more. 95, I mean, leaving you're there. I'm talking about I'm 14, you getting that, like, there's a difference between her 15 and then being like 18, Like, I think I just take it. I take stuff in. I don't remember the Space Shuttle Challenger explosion.
That's my first like news event. Remember when it happened?
I was 6, I think, 85, right?
I think it was 86.
I was 5 or 6. So and most people they remember they pulled everybody out of class, like the shuttle exploded, but I don't really remember.
Yeah.
Maybe they did. We were so young that
Most of my friends that in Middle Tennessee, we all had a similar experience. We were out for a snow day,
yeah.
and I was at my aunt and uncle's house playing with my cousin, and my aunt called me and said, "Come in here," and it just
And
happened.
see this. We talking about like the Oklahoma City bombing. The thing is too, so when you're that young, you're not watching the news.
Yeah.
And so unless my parents are showing me the news, like there's no social media. So I'm playing and no one's talking about it. And that's Princess Di was it was at night. It was
middle
kind
of
of
the
late, middle of the night. And that's what happened. My mom watches all that royal wedding stuff. Every one of it. The MASH finale, do you remember that?
I do.
I never watched one episode of MASH.
I didn't watch it either. It's a very adult comedy.
Yeah.
My dad likes it.
Yeah.
Even the finale was very dark.
Yeah. I have no idea what the finale was.
Yeah.
OJ Simpson chase. Would you remember that? When was that?
94.
Oh no.
I wasn't even born.
John, do you remember it? John, go.
You
with
don't
me.
remember that, Nate?
I do. I do remember it.
Okay.
I remember watching, but again, I don't think I was, I'm 13, like I'm doing my own thing. That was like the first years of Michael Jordan where, I remember Jordan more 95, 96 thing.
What year were you born?
79,
So you'd have been 15.
15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, but that I just don't think I'm in my own world at
clearly.
15
Uh-huh.
And 41.
and 41.
Yeah.
It's big when Tom Cruise jumps on Oprah's couch.
I remember that.
You remember that?
Why was
Yeah.
that a big deal?
It was just he was very
He was the most famous person in the world
Yeah.
at this point, and he just did something so crazy on national television. He was talking about how in love he was with his wife, and he jumped on top of a couch, and it was just this insanely famous person being crazy. Everyone was
Yeah.
like, "What is going on?"
I thought he was having like a mental breakdown.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird phase of his life. The Wire one, you kind of
Yeah.
skipped it.
Well, I didn't. If that was like if someone hasn't watched The Wire,
But isn't there a
yeah, there's Omar's death on The Wire.
your friend told me that while I was watching it.
Really?
Yeah, we were. I was in the middle of watching it, and we were at Zany's one night after a show, and it was your buddy, and he was like, we were talking about Love and Wire, and he's like, man, when Omar died, and that kid killed him, and I was like, I hadn't got there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were standing there, but
Yeah.
it was like, okay,
Planes hitting the World Trade Centers. Obviously, that I remember extremely well.
What's weird is I don't remember that at all. Like I feel like
Well,
I should.
2001. No,
Oh, it's 2000. Yeah, yeah.
2001. So
So I
you would,
shouldn't.
yeah. You
But
should.
there's some people, maybe they just claim they know it, but like I've heard people my age be like, yeah, I kind of remember that.
Yeah.
I don't remember it at all.
I think there's a lot of people. I think there's a lot of times you think you remember it and you've just seen it so much
Yeah.
that
Right.
it just
You make
seeps in
yourself
that you
think
kind of
it.
go like, no, I remember it, and you're like, you don't really.
yeah.
I would. I mean, 9/11. I was recycling tires. It's crazy. That's why I don't do. I told my wife that I don't manual labor. Like I'm done. I've done it all. I've cut grass my whole life. I've recycled tires out of caves. I mean, mosquitoes lay their eggs because water sits in the bottom of a tire, and mosquitoes lay their eggs. So every single tire is just. The job was on dirty jobs.
Really? The job that you did?
I did the job that was on dirty jobs.
Wow.
One of them dumped all these tires in a cave. And because this was during the Ford recall where they took all the tires. Ford Explorers all had their tires taken. And so when you recycle tires, you'd work for a company, they pay you to pick them up, but then you have to pay to get them recycled. And we would drive trucks, and this one guy took the money to get him pick them up, and then he would just go dump them in a cave. He wasn't going to spend the money recycling. That guy got caught fraud, but we had to go get those tires out of that cave. And I mean, we just had to back our trucks back into this cave, and then you would always like bounce it off your chest and then roll it and then they would stack them. And I mean, you can stack a lot of tires in a box truck because you're crisscrossing, and so you're just sitting there like poof, just bouncing off your chest and rolling them in there.
Wow.
I mean, it's the most just dumb person job, just like. Can you bounce them off your chest and send them to the back of that truck? I can do that. Like, it's just, there's no big words being thrown around there. Any of these we're going to get through some of these. Janet Jackson's wardrobe malfunction.
I remember that.
You know that Super Bowl?
Oh,
Justin Timberlake.
Yes.
Hugh Grant on Jay Leno after prostitution bust. That was a big deal.
Yeah.
Because that was an interview.
That really helped Jay Leno in the ratings, I think. I feel like I've heard that kind of helped him jump past Letterman.
Yeah. Moon landing.
No. Don't remember that one.
Brian, I'm going to let you take away here. Moon landing. Newhart finale where he wakes up from a dream.
I remember that.
Yeah. I don't think I was allowed to watch these shows as much. And that's, but Bob Newhart, that was an amazing ending, right?
Mm-hmm.
That was
very creative.
Very creative.
Mm-hmm.
And it went into his other show.
Yeah, do you guys know this?
Do you know who Bob Newhart is?
Mm-mm. No, I was just kind of agreeing.
Did he have, correct me if I'm wrong, he had a show and then at the end he wakes up and the whole show had been a dream? Okay.
But more than that, he had a show previously that was pretty successful on TV with obviously a different TV wife. So when he wakes up from his dream, he looks over at his wife, and it's the other wife from the first show.
Oh, wow.
So that's pretty creative.
Yeah. And he goes, I just had this crazy dream. And that's how they ended the second show.
So the second show was a dream
2 mega
that
hits.
the character in the first show had the whole time?
Well, that's the funny play they put on it, the finale.
I'm saying that's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bob Newhart had a pretty good career.
Yeah.
Like just 2 mega shows.
He's on
the
Elf.
radio.
He's Will Ferrell's dad. In
Oh,
Elf.
yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know who that
You
guy
gotta
is.
talk to him. And
That's how I first knew him.
Yeah.
The guy from Elf.